So Namaan came with his horse and chariot and halted at the entrance of Elisha's house. Elisha sent a messenger to him saying, so he didn't even come out of his house. So Naaman's there with his whole retinue, all this silver and gold and all this stuff. And Elisha's, I don't know, he's inside watching TV basically or something like that. You get this feeling, he's so casual about this. He sent the messenger, sent the servant out to him and saying, go wash in Jordan 7 times, and your flesh will be restored, and you shall be clean. And that's all the message says. It's kind of interesting. Naaman became angry with all his people out there in this dramatic moment, and this is what he hears. And he went away saying, I thought that for me he would come out and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God and wave his hand over the spot and cure the leprosy. Are not Namaan and Pharpar, the rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? Did I not wash them and be clean? He turned away in a rage. Turned away in a rage. Okay, so what do we see? Let's take a look at Naaman. What do you think of his? What do you think of him? Yeah.
Whiner.
What's that?
Whiner.
Whiner? Is he complaining?
He is very, very proud.
Why do you say he's proud?
He was more concerned about how the protocols, basically, like, this guy should, come out and talk to me.
My water's better than your water, right?
All right. So, and like he had an expectation himself, an idea himself, and like when that idea didn't matter, he's like, hey, I thought I knew how this was going to go. What's all this? Yeah, okay, good. Anything else? Anything else? Feel free, you guys can participate too. Okay. All right, so he's proud, Sam?
Yeah, he's offended.
He's offended, right. So
He's
he's
offended that, he's a person of such stature and Elisha couldn't come out of his house.
So he's a little bit touchy. Doesn't he know him in general? You figure Elisha's house is probably not like the biggest thing in the world either, but it's a problem. Okay, so it's touchy. We got it? We got Naaman? Make Lincoln run again?
Yeah, and we know he basically does not have any faith. I mean, he's not coming there because he believes in the prophet. He wants to be cured.
So he's got some doubt too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a little bit of that negativity, just like the king had, maybe something like that. Okay. All right, that's Nathan. Actually, I was thinking maybe the piano. You see the next one, the piano. But his servants approached and said to him, there's only one left after that. His servants approached and said to him, Father, if the prophet had commanded you to do something difficult, would you not have done it? How much more when all he said to you was, wash and be clean? And then Naaman listened. So, I'm going to put down servant of Naaman. And I was really struck by this. You might think this is like a minor character thing in the story, but this person kind of made an impact on me. So anybody notice anything there? What do we think about that guy? Remember, Naaman's mad, and he's a general, right? He's powerful, and we know he's proud, right? He's touchy, and he's touched right now, not in a good way. But his servants came up to him and said, Father, listen, if the prophet asked you to do something difficult, you probably would have done it. And then so, how much more? Why not? When he just says to you, wash and be clean. So it's not as easy if you put yourself in that situation. That statement may not have been as easy as it is when we just read it. So what do you think about his servants or servant? What do you think about this guy, assuming it's a guy? We'll just say it's one guy. Anybody have any ideas? All right, well,
It's very diplomatic,
he's diplomatic.
Because this guy's in a rage, he's basically calming him down, saying,
Right.
servant that close to that guy.
So how does he feel about Naaman? Maybe he's,
He could probably see some good stuff.
yeah. So I might say he's a little devoted, right?
It's like the voice of reason.
So he's like rational, calm and rational.
But he presses the point. He's not like, well, whatever you say, boss. You know?
So he too is maybe what?
Faithful.
He's faithful, right? But I was thinking brave. Joyce, I know you wanted to say something. Do you have something you had?
Yeah, you got it now.
Brave? Can you explain?
Yeah, well, kind of like the servant girl. You know, you're talking to this authority and being rather authoritative with the authority.
Right.
Which takes some guts, so.
Exactly. And that's what I noticed too. I had this idea of risk. Wow, he took this risk. Maybe because he really cared about, his master. And maybe because he felt like something special was going on, or he's rational, devoted, diplomatic. Okay, good. So I saw that too. So, yeah, there's a few different things for him. Okay, so keep the servant of Naaman in mind. And now, you think you've been participating thus far, but now come through. The real sense of participation. Like I said, since I've given you a few different characters here, I'm thinking that maybe one of these characters speaking to you a little bit more. And anything that I get you to do, maybe you can just take it from the computer thing or something. That might work. It's alright if it's not like perfectly. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, wherever you can. So we've got our four characters. Remember, the servant girl, who's got faith, the king of Israel, proud, fearful. Feel free to come up and read it if you have to. But, so here's your part. What is God saying to you? Now, you don't have to answer these questions. I'm going to give you a piece of paper and a pencil, and I just want you to take 5 minutes and just think and just do a little meditation on what you've been listening to and see. Can you relate to one of these characters, or what does this make you think of, or is God speaking to you somehow? So if you just want to write, if you just want to pray, that's fine too. But just in case you want to write down and do some meditative journaling, or just explore it a little more, I'll give you a few minutes. And if you want to think about some of these questions, which one are you? Title of the sermon. Which one do you want to be more like? What does God want you to do about it? So there's a whole range of things you can think about, but maybe the application will be specific to you. So, I'm just going to bother you one more time. Raise your hand if you need a pen. Could you give a sheet of paper to everybody? Thanks. Link's going to give you all a sheet of paper. If you don't have a pen, you can use a pen, and you can write on the hymnal if you want to. I know you're, you might have written down some personal things, and that's great. But just to make maybe the message to yourself a little bit more clear, or to help think about it further, I'm just going to ask you to kind of huddle up with some of the people who are near you, and then maybe you could just share one thing that you related to in the out of the sermon or the message, or one thing that you think is important to you. So obviously, you don't have to get totally personal, but whatever you feel like you want to share, whatever you want to reaffirm to yourself might be God's message. So I'll let you form your own small groups, but just look around and try to include some people nearby you. And go ahead.